Well, good morning to you, Grenada Kaka, Peter Marnie, the rest of the Eastern Caribbean. It's 2 minutes gone past the hour of 9 o'clock in the morning time for today, the 25th day of the month of January. Come to the point. Indeed, it's a pleasure being here with you. And I'm Joseph Dore and saying thanks to our listeners that have chosen Classic in the morning time. And again, welcome back to our viewers. Channel 7, Channel 11, and Channel 20. If you are in cable, or you're probably following us via the World Wide Web at www.gbn.gd via our Facebook page or our YouTube channel. Again, I'm Joseph Cadore, and we say thanks for being part of this morning's episode of To The Point. My guest this morning is Chairman of the National Democratic Congress, Tevin Andrews, and Tevin Andrew, that is. And good morning to you, Tevin. How are you?
You, my brother. Good morning to the listeners to this wonderful program. I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I am wonderful. Never a dull moment. I'm alive and well.
Excellent.
I say to people, if we've survived the last 2 years, then I think we have enough in our arsenal. We survived Ivan. We survived Emily. We've survived COVID. What can't we not survive together, Tevin?
And the mere fact that we are surviving under such trying times, economic times in this country, I believe that we can survive anything.
We can survive everything if we put our shoulders to the wheel collectively and do that with what needs to be done. So we again, for those of you that's reminding you that some of you would get a chance to chime into this morning's conversation. You can submit questions later on in the program via our WhatsApp portal, or certainly you can call directly into the studio at 435-2041. And certainly those of you that is on social media, you can make your comments there as well. Tevin, we've seen the restructure, the re-energizing of the new face, the new frontier of the NDC. And since your convention in October, there's a noise, there's a buzz in the air. What can you tell us? What's happening?
Well, the National Democratic Congress, it's a lot of energy since the last convention. A lot of people are joining the political organization, becoming members. We are moving into the different constituencies, visiting, building our brand, building our base, and working to strengthen our election machinery through training and implementing strategy and different technologies and so on. Understanding the times that we're living in and moving with it. So the energy from the last convention has been a positive one.
Right.
And we've been having a lot of positive impact on the ground. As I've stated, a number of people are joining the NDC on a day-to-day basis. We have several applications of people who wanting to be members. And I'm hoping, bro, that you too may send in your application to become a member of the party. And I'm encouraging the people that are listening to do the same. Join the movement of change. Join the leadership of the National Democratic Congress. We all need change. And in order to get there, in order to be part of this change, you must get involved and assist the process.
You mentioned, Tevin, the brand. Tell us, brand NDC, what is it really?
Brand NDC, visionary, leadership, development for all Grenadians, Caraquans, Piti Martinicans, home and abroad. We believe in inclusiveness and that Grenada belongs to every single Grenadian and not just a sector, but just a section of the population. So the new NDC is dynamic, we are fresh, we are new, we're about sustainable, genuine development of the country, for people, and all the people.
we've seen there's that euphoria that is out there, and we're going to get to which is, and there's a registration and everything that is happening. But as you make mention of brand, the NDC has been around, tests, tried, and proven. But if you ask what this brand, the new vision that you're engaging, that you're trying to forge, how does that separate itself from the NDC of the past that most of us we've known and we've come to appreciate?
Well, the NDC of the future, or the present, we are serious about nation building. We are serious about transforming this country. We have started the process of transforming our political party, and I know that you and others are seeing the drive that we are on, and seeing the number of people that are getting involved in the process, bringing youth, experience, people together to create a dynamic force that will be a force to be reckoned with as we contest the general election. And not just to contest the general election and win, which we will, but it's also to govern the country. So we are focused on, one, we have transformed our party. We are putting systems in place. We put system in place and continue working, tweaking in it to ensure that we win the next general elections. And then, of course, upon winning, governing the country. And that is what we are all about.
You get your election machinery in place. The focus and drive is on winning the next general election, whenever that is called, constitutionally due next year.
Winning the next general election and governing the country, because it's one thing to win and it's another thing to govern.
Paramount to that process is registration, getting people on board, ensuring that your base is ready, tapping into the undecided, and also converting the non-believers. How is that process going? And what has
That process is going excellent for the Cadore. The calls that we've been getting from the different constituencies, and the calls that as we place the calls in different areas, and of course, if you look at the consolidated list that is now out, you would realize that there is an increase of people that are registered to vote. I think last election, 2018, there was about 70-something thousand plus people registered to vote, and now we have 84 plus thousand people registered to vote. So the people have been hearing the clarion call that we've been making to get registered. And of course, that process is ongoing. So the people have been hearing our call, and we're on the ground continuing our registration drive, appealing to people to go out and register. It is the first step in ensuring that the change which we all want to see in this country takes place. And if we want to see the change, if you want to be part of that change, the National Democratic Congress wants you to be part of that change. And we are asking you, if you want the change badly, if you want to be part of that change that is coming to this country, we want you to register to vote. And of course, whenever the elections are called, you go out and place your vote for the National Democratic Congress.
In ensuring that you win the next general election and ensuring that governance, you commit to governance, for the last 2-3 election cycles, there's been almost 15 to 20,000 that has been undecided. And the conversation has always been how and who is going to have the commitment to tap into, given that the NDC has its base, and that's well understood, a base that is tried and committed to the process. But there has been the undecided. You talk about the message door. You say to me, come on board. You say to Grenadians, come on board. But someone asks, why? What are you offering me different? Sell me a vision.
New leadership. Visionary leadership. a political organization that genuinely believes in transforming our healthcare system that works for all the people. We believe in implementing a teaching hospital which will take care of the needs, the medical needs of our people. And of course, we are interested in the creation of sustainable jobs for the people of this country. The National Democratic Congress, as you know, stated our position on marijuana. And of course, there are several other things which we have talked about. And of course, in the coming weeks, in the coming days, you will be hearing more about those visions that we have for the people of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. But the mere fact that we have transformational leadership, a new dynamic leader that will be able to transform the economy and transform Grenada for all the people of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique.
The pundits have argued, yes, you have a new leader. There's a new vision. But some are arguing, and will continue to argue, that while leadership certainly is a critical component in any team, many are concerned that they've not seen. The question that's been asked is really and truly, it takes a team. The question of governance requires a team. What can you tell us about what's happening on the ground as NDC tries to put this new team together and forge this new brand that would represent the future of Grenada and the party?
What's happening with? I didn't get your question.
I'm asking regarding the team. You said yes, there is a new leadership, but some are asking you,
right?
What can we talk about the team? What's happening? People, there's concerns that, listen, we want to see a team emerge. People who's the rest of the faces that's representing the NDC and not just the executive. What can you tell us about that?
Okay, so the executive is part of the team.
I'm talking about the team in terms of.
So if
NDC for the party.
If you're referring,
I'm talking about when it comes now to winning the general election, getting into party, candidates, people that would be able to say.
Okay, so then
these are
so right. People. So now I get the point you're making. You want to know about our candidates. So what I can tell you is that the process has started on as it relates to this screening of candidates, and that is well underway. In a matter of these weeks, you would be hearing more about who our candidates caretakers are. So I understand the need to know who your candidates are in the different constituencies, but I can assure you that it's a process. Yes, it's taking some time, but it's underway. In a matter of days, in a matter of weeks, the people of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique will have will have the news or will get some updates on that. But what I can tell you is that it's going to be very exciting. There are going to be some excellent people that will be announcing to the people. There would also be some surprises.
You say days or weeks? Which one should I lean towards? The days or the weeks? I can live with days. Weeks kind of translates itself into months.
What I can tell you is that very soon the general public will be updated on candidates from the National Democratic, caretaker candidates from the National Democratic Congress. It's a process. And remember what I said to you earlier on, Brother Cadore, that it is one thing to win a general election, and it's another thing to govern. The party is going through a process to ensure that we choose the best among us, the finest among us, that will take us into a general election and win. And after that process is done, to ensure that we govern this country. And that is what we are doing. We are serious about the change that we want to see in this country, and we want to get it right. And you would well appreciate that those things that are good takes time. So I'm asking the people to bear with us in a matter of days. It might be a matter of a week or two.
Right.
But very soon, some announcements will be made. I can give you that assurance as chairman.
As part of the governance process of Grenada, it would be hinged, I would assume, on listening to the voice of the people. You're on the ground, you're scoring, you say you have your pulse, your hand on the pulse of the people. You're hearing from the on the ground. What is it that Grenadians are they looking for as part of this change that you envision?
Grenadians are looking for new leadership, dynamic leadership, young visionary leadership. Grenadians are looking for change. The cry on the ground is general. They're saying, listen, I just want change of government. I want a change in government. But I want to ensure that this government that is coming is not like the old government. It's not like the outgoing government. Have to be visionary, have to have sound plans that will take this country forward. And we've been listening to the people. We're still listening to the people, hearing what they want. But the cry on the ground is change of government, a new leader. They want Deacon Mitchell. They want the National Democratic Congress. So we will deliver to the people as it relates to that. We've been listening, we're continuing to consult with the people, and that is why in the coming weeks you will be hearing some of our vision and the policies and plans that we have for this country, because we're engaging the sectors, we're engaging the people, listening to them, coming up with that plan that will then unveil to the wider public population.
19 minutes gone past the hour in the morning time. We want to say thanks to our listeners on Classic Radio, GBN Television, and certainly those that's chimed in via our different social media platforms. We say thanks for being part of the process. Change takes time. It's a process, Tevin. And
yes.
There's always going to be the question as to how do we get there. Our economy, not just our local economy, and I'm not an economist, so I'm not going to get into the specifics of it. But we live in a difficult times.
I'm not one either.
We live in difficult times, and many would agree that certainly transforming our local economy would hinge quite heavily on what's happening on the international front. In the last couple of years, we've seen internationally economies of crumbling. There's issues in Europe and everything else. But some would say, yes, you talk about this new paradigm. But how exactly? With everything else that's happening, what is it that the NDC offers that is so dynamically different, that is willing for me to say, you know what, let me do this. I want a piece of the cake. I want in on this. Outside of the new leadership.
In Brother Cadore, as I've just indicated to you, that we are on the ground, listening to the people, putting our plans and policies in place, our vision for this country. And as we put all those things together in the coming weeks, in the coming days, those things, those plans will be made available to the people of this country. We genuinely believe in transforming this country. Our party leader spoke about his vision. The party is putting those things together, workable, tangible plans that will benefit every single Grenadian. Those plans are being put into place. The work that we are doing now is on the ground, putting the systems in place, the machineries in place, ensuring that people get registered to vote. And very soon, as I've indicated to you, those plans will be made available to each and every one in Grenada. And of course, the media will be involved in helping us disseminate those information as well.
So I'm assuming we basically just have to wait and see. Is that what it is? So we just have to wait and see. We noticed that there were some activities in Carriacou over the weekend. What can you tell us?
As I've indicated to you, Brother Joseph, the National Democratic Congress is on a serious registration drive. Mm-hmm. We are out there encouraging the people to be part of change that is taking place that will be taking place in this country. The process have started. We were basically the young people, the youth of the NDC, the youth arm of the NDC, along with the youths in Carriacou, came together to do a registration drive, encouraging the people throughout Carriacou to get registered to vote. We were knocking on doors. We were out at visiting village to village. And it's a process that also takes place in Grenada. But we decided to do it's a pilot project that we started here in Carapoo and Petit Batik. It's, as I've said, it's a registration drive. So that was a beautiful opportunity to sensitize the people in terms of what they need to do to get registered to vote, and of course to ask for their support whenever that time comes around.
Do you think the history of what transpired on the electoral landscape in the last 2 election cycles, do you think it puts you at a disadvantage? What are the challenges it brings to the fore as you go out to sell that vision? Given, and we don't need to, I'm not even going to get into the specifics of it. I think we're both quite aware of what has transpired. How much of a challenge does it pose? Does it bring to bear on the NDC as it tries to craft this new vision that seeks to encourage and involve the youth of this nation?
The National Democratic Congress understands the importance of young people. And the National Democratic Congress understands the need for every Grenadian to go out and exercise their constitutional right by voting, and therefore that's why we have started the process of encouraging people to go out and register and start this drive. We are confident that the strategies that we have implemented to mobilize and encourage people to go out and register will work. So yes, there might be hiccup here and there, but we have implemented the necessary strategies to take care of those.
25 minutes gone past the hour in the morning time. We'll take a quick commercial break. When we come back, though, we continue with the conversation. You can chime in as well, 435-2041, or you can post your comments via our WhatsApp page, 435-2041. That's the number as well, or via the different social media platforms. It's to the point. My guest this morning, Chairman of the National Democratic Congress, Tevin Andrew. We'll be right back after the break.
COVID-19 is an infectious disease caused by a new coronavirus introduced to humans for the first time. It is spread from person to person, mainly through the droplets produced when an infected person speaks, coughs, or sneezes. These droplets can land in the mouths or noses of people who are nearby. These droplets are too heavy to travel far in the air. They only travel approximately 1 meter and quickly settle on surfaces. This is the reason person-to-person spread is happening mainly between close contacts. The exact time that the virus can survive on surfaces is not yet known. So it is wise to clean surfaces regularly, particularly in the vicinity of people infected with COVID-19. Hands touch many surfaces, which can be contaminated with the virus. You should therefore avoid touching your eyes, nose, or mouth, since contaminated hands can transfer the virus from the surface to yourself. When coughing or sneezing, cover your mouth and nose with the bend of your elbow or use a disposable tissue. If a tissue is used, discard it immediately into a closed bin. The most effective way to prevent the spread of the new coronavirus is to clean your hands frequently with an alcohol-based hand rub or soap and water. This will eliminate the virus if it is on your hands. Stay healthy and prevent the spread of COVID-19.
Thank you. Welcome back to the program. For those of you joining in on GBN's television and radio, that's Classic 105.5 and 105.9. My guest this morning is the Chairman of the National Democratic Congress, Tevin Andrew. Tevin, the Prime Minister has indicated that the next general election is going to be an interesting one. Elections is normally punctuated by excitement, frenzy, high spending. But we can all readily assume that the next election cycle would be unique in the context of we're not sure where COVID would be, but it would. How do you plan to deal and address, of course, the energy and the excitement that we've traditionally come to expect from the incumbent? But you'd hold that question for me, because I want us to go straight to the telephone line where there's a caller in the wing. Good morning, caller. You alive? Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Joseph.
Yes, good morning. You're alive. Go ahead, please.
And good morning to you, Brother Tevin, Andrew from Carriacou. I just want to give you a thumbs up and encourage you. I know you have a mammoth task ahead of you as chairman of the party. You are young and energetic, and with God on your side, and with God all things are possible. We are going to make it. You are always in the forefront, working hard and meeting with the people. And for our soul, your fallen soul, Brother Brongot, we owe him that. Victory should be his. And I urge you to continue to do what you do. Work with the people. Stay in touch. Thank you for the heaters you provided at the hospital. Continue to do what you do best. God bless you. Have a great day.
Thank you, 452041. That's the number on the inside, and you can feel free to make your contribution, post your contributions via the WhatsApp portal. So, Tevin, the excitement, the energy, that part of that election, how do you plan to compete with the incumbent?
Yeah, so thank you very much, caller, for the encouragement. Much appreciated. And thanks for the question. Listen, financing general campaigns, elections is always a big issue for any political party. And unlike the government, who has the coffers of the country, to their disposal, the National Democratic Congress don't. The ordinary people of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique are the ones who finance our campaign, and we encourage them to continue to contribute to the National Democratic Congress. The ordinary people continue to donate to the NDC campaign for change. That's where the excitement comes, with the people. And so we recognize that, and we encourage people to give to the National Democratic Congress as we campaign for change within this country.
You made reference to the incumbent having access to the country's purse, and I'm trying to process that in my head as to how I should appreciate the comment that you've actually. Is that part of the culture, or is that something that you're concerned with, or that? Because I'm rather concerned that any political organization would be allowed to use state resources to actually sponsor his campaign. Is that what you're indicating as part of the history?
Are we living on a different planet? Aren't we seeing what is taking place in the country, and how this administration continues to use state resources to advance their cause? Are we playing blind by that? Unlike the incumbent, unlike the government, the National Democratic Congress has always turned to the people, the ordinary people of this country, and asked them to be part of the change, to be part of the movement, to campaign. Don't use state funds. But the media, the people of Grenada, have eyes to see, and we can see what is happening. So I know you too understand what's happening. So I'm asking, are we living on the same planet? And if we are, and in the same country, and if we are, then we know what is happening.
I'm not sure. I live on a piece of rock that's called Grenada, and the question I'm asking you is much deeper, and I don't think you've. I was hoping that you can touch on it a bit deeper for me. That culture.
It's unfortunate that governments.
Mm-hmm.
It's unfortunate that governments and the National Democratic Congress is not in that. We do not subscribe to it. It's unfortunate government have to use state resources to advance their political cause. You see, around the general election time, that they tried to push several projects for selfish reasons. And that's an undisputed fact. We are seeing it every day. We're even seeing it now. And we are hoping that as the alternative government, that when we get into office, that those things will be we will put an end to those things. Because the development of the country, the people's resources must be used to advance our people and not just for political exploitation and gimmicks.
We have a caller on the line. Good morning, caller.
Yes, good morning, Mr. Cadore. Greetings. Can your guest hear me?
Mr.
Can you confirm that your guest can hear me?
Mr. Andrew, can you hear the caller?
No, I'm not hearing a thing.
You see, there we go. What can be done that he can hear me, sir?
You're not hearing him, sir?
No.
Unfortunately.
Who's
Can he now?
Yeah.
Very well. Greetings, good morning. I'm happy. Listen, man, your last point that you raised there is one of the things that I always speak about and will continue to talk about. When I hear you speak of bringing about changes to Grenada, I wonder if we really understand what we're talking about. And I question whether I've always done it, and I will continue. How can we bring about any type of changes? Institutionalized changes in this country, save and except by doing one first thing, setting the foundation through the reconstitution of the nation. We have tried how many governments we have had in between the so-called independence of 48 years. They have all tried, haven't they? Have they been successful? No. Reason being, because the system, the monarchic colonialistic system that was established, permits these people who sequester power in this country to do what they want. A while ago you spoke of that of campaign. No, not campaign. Last thing you spoke about it. Why using public funds for political expediencies of parties. This can never change without a change of the Constitution. Establishing restrictions with penalties. This is the only way to tell the young men and women as you move across there, encouraging them to join your party and so on, that they have to move towards reconstitution of this nation, because nothing will change. You will not be the NDC. By the way, I don't want to go on, but here this. I'll leave in this one as a teaser for you. I can go on. Will you accept a man like me in your party? You've never been in a political party. Never have I joined up. I have a powerful ideology. Powerful ideology. I believe in trustworthiness. I believe in honesty. I believe in hard work, discipline, patriotism. I'm prepared to die for this country if the case may be, and to rejoice with it in a moment, and in moments of triumph. And I think all Grenadians will be difficult to get there. But do you think I can make some difference in your political party? Have a nice day, will you?
Thank you very much, sir. It is 25 minutes on to the hour in the morning time, to the point for today, the 20th day of December. We go back to the telephone lines. Classic, good morning. You're live.
Good morning, and how are you?
Wonderful, thank you. Your contribution, please?
Yes, Tevin, all these are pilot jokers. They don't even have candidates for the different area. They want to bring this country to dogs or you think it's so? Joke all you're making. You had the right leader.
435-2041, that's the number on the inside. We go back to the telephone lines. Classic, good morning. You are live.
Pleasant good morning.
Good morning to you, sir.
Now, I want to ask that NDC representative a number of things, a few things. First of all, there is talk about a snap election. The other thing is that you are encouraging or want to encourage people to join the NDC. Have you gone out into the byways, hedges, the nooks and cranny, and engaging yourselves? When I say you, I mean your party, with the man on the street, the fisherman, farmer, and all of those people, all these young people found themselves in groups, hear the cry, try to get what is bothering them most and walk towards it. Has this been done? It is just idle talk saying we want to encourage people and we want to encourage. If you not go out in the byway and hedges to meet people, hear their cries, and by that I think you would be doing something. Thank you.
Mr. Andrews?
Yes, thank you very much. First of all, Citizen Rolo made a point earlier, and of course, thank you very much, Citizen Rolo, for the points that you raised. Very important points, especially as it relates to constitutional reform on a serious level, and the National Democratic Congress is committed in doing so. And of course, you would be hearing more talks about that in the future as we unveil what the plans that we have for this country. Because the reality is there's not a lot of changes that will take place in this country without reform. So we are on the same page when it comes to. And as I heard you say that you're not yet a member, Citizen Rolo. Well, Citizen Rolo, I have to take you up on that. We want you to be a member of the National Congress. I will personally give you a call after the program, so we're going to talk about how you can, the steps that you need to take to becoming a bona fide member of the NDC. To the caller, the last, thank you for the point. The National Democratic Congress is indeed meeting with the people on the ground, the fishermen, the farmers, the different sectors in society, listening to their concerns, and that is what will be shaping our policy, our program, our vision for this country. So we have been listening, and it's an ongoing process. So I didn't hear all the question that he asked, but that's the gist of what I got. So to answer the question, if we've been out meeting with the people, yes, we have been, and the process is a continuous process.
20 minutes on to the hour end of the morning time. We go back to the telephone lines. Good morning, you're live.
Good morning, Brother Tevin. I know that a lot of people won't agree with you. You know why? Because they get a lot of free money in this country. Thank you.
435-2041, that's the number on the inside. In case you were just joining the conversation, my guest this morning is Chairman of the National Democratic Congress, Tevin Campbell. Tevin, a caller.
Hold on. You just reported me as Tevin Campbell, you know. I didn't realize that.
Maybe you probably should take that celebrity status I've just adorn you with and use it to your advantage, Mr. Andrews.
I wanted to make sure it was me talking.
Hold on, we have a call on the line. Classic, good morning, you're live.
Hello, good morning, how are you?
I'm wonderful, thank you. Go ahead, please.
Tevin, what I want to say is, and as you said, DJ, just a while ago, when you talk about the Prime Minister about the election, go be excited. He go be excited because he have the post, and he go the money. You hear what one I remember Callan say? He support Callan say. That is not an easy thing to say because she know how they get in it because we are living here. This is what's going on. Right, we are living wrong here. Right, we are living wrong here. This is going on here, and this is the strategy using. That's why I tell you the election go be tough, and it go be king. So this is what he intend to do: take the money and pelt it all over the place as he have time doing, and then win the election. What he do win, he what you call sabotage it and he take it and say he win it. Have a nice day.
Thank you, sir. 17 minutes on to the hour in the morning time. We go back to the telephone lines. Classic, good morning, you're live.
Greetings, good morning.
Go ahead, please.
And Happy New Year.
Thank you, all the best to you.
Yes. Oh, Brother Tevin, Andrew.
I'm not hearing.
You're not hearing? I'm not hearing. Please help him. Are you hearing now?
Are you hearing me, Tevin?
No, I'm not hearing the caller.
You're not hearing the caller?
I really want your guest to hear me.
Put up the volume.
Phone's right up. Maybe, yes, go ahead, sir.
Okay, let's try. Let me continue. Maybe you can just go back to the social platform. First of all, I want to say that I heard him before in terms of a question being asked about his aspiration for the Prime Minister, to be the Prime Minister, to the leader of the party, NDC. I want to say, despite the fact of whatever limitations he may think he has, as some may say, financial qualification and academic qualification, I want to recommend and say to him that he can make a good Prime Minister. It's my recommendation. Having said that, to me, he's in a unique position because he has been there in the field politically, and people all over, in the diaspora as well as locally, and in his whole little island, they say Carriacou, and by extension, Petit-Matinic, he has been in the vineyard year after year, time after time, despite whatever defeat. And that, to me, qualifies him to be the Minister of Grenada. I want to say to him, he is unique in the sense that in Carriacou and Petit-Matinic, he must try his best, and I'm asking the people of Carriacou and Petit-Matinic to show that Tevin Andrew gets his seat. And who knows? We don't know what will play. He may eventually be, not really lead up their position, but could turn out to be the Prime Minister of Grenada. Two things I have great concern about, on which both the incumbent NNP government and the NDC, from my analysis, have failed. And I'm in a position not to welcome any statement or that they make. Even Tevin, you just made one about the constitutional reform. During the historic constitutional referendum, your party, and right now they're getting blows, innocently and wrongly for that. However, they have not defended themselves. During the referendum period, your party made a point that it would be an excellent opportunity, a gift to Grenada, to have a new constitution when we celebrate our 50th independence anniversary. It would have been good, most decent for the party to have begun the process 2 or 3 years before. Up to now, there's nothing. The people of Grenada have been duped and deceived with manifestos, putting statements in there about constitutional reform. Then when they reach in power, nothing is been done. More specifically within the Constitution, and I know this baby, and I'm saying to the people of Carriacou, vote you in. You have been talking about local government for Carriacou. 50 years, and there's nothing like that. And both political parties, your party, NDC, and NNP, have been having it repeated in their manifesto. Nothing. NDC was in power and pledged in a manifesto to have it within 100 days, I think it was. You know what they did? Forget about the internal battling. What they did? Only meetings and consultation, paying big money to have all kind of public meetings, and send people in England all about. Nothing done. I am saying I'm disappointed. However, I'm still putting it on your shoulder that I want you from now on put a committee together independently. Don't feel selfish. Work towards it so that whether you win or not, whoever party gets there, make sure that you fight. You can be in a position and fight to have 106, I think, or 107 in the Constitution for the people of Carriacou and Petit-Matinic. It is shame and disgrace. And both parties are held accountable for this mess we are in Grenada today. And again, I'm saying, you qualify, in my analysis, and the people of Grenada to be the Prime Minister, to be the leader of the NDC.
Thank you, sir.
To be the new transformation that you have proven yourself.
All the best.
Thank you very much. All the best.
Thank you.
Thank you
Tevin?
very much, caller. You made some very important points. Let's just very much for your faith and confidence and belief in me and so on. The party has a leader. I support him 100% overwhelmingly. He is the next Prime Minister of this country. I believe my time will come. When that time comes, everybody will know The party leader of the NDC is Deacon Mitchell. He is the next prime minister. He needs all of our support. And that's what we're going to do, give him 100% support. The National Democratic Congress, the new National Democratic Congress, the NDC led by Deacon Mitchell, is committed in constitutional reform. We will talk about it and exactly how we intend to do it at a later stage. As it relates to Caravan P.T. Martinic, thanks very much for you. And I am committed as a Christian who has made up her mind, his or her mind, to meet Jesus Christ on the last day. I've made up my mind, and I'm confident that come hell or high water, that next election, providing that the people of Caravan P.T. Martinic and the people of Grenada by extension gives this country the change that it needs, elect a National Democratic Congress government and elect Tevin Andrews as the next member of parliament, that the people of Caravan P.T. Martinic will get local government. There's no if, but, perhaps about it. As a matter of fact, I spoke to the party leader and I told the party leader, I said, listen, I don't need nothing else, not even a ministerial position provided the party wins. All I want from the people of Caravan P.T. Martinic is local government, local government, local government. This is how serious I am about the people of Caravan P.T. Martinic. This is how serious I am about seeing the change and getting the change that we need. Because for far too long, people of Caravan P.T. Martinic being continued to be treated as stepchildren of Grenada. We can no longer continue that way. So we need a change in this country, and that change could only come about if the people of this country go out there, get registered to vote, and get ready to be part of that change that is coming.
There is a caller on the line. Good morning, caller. You're live. Hello, caller. 10 minutes on to the hour in the morning time. Tevin, should elections be called within the next 2-3 months? Is the NDC ready, positioned to lead this team to the polls?
Yes, we are. We are ready.
You're satisfied that you've done enough, that you understand the needs, the challenges that exist out there, and that you have a machinery that's able to take Grenada into the future?
We are ready. And we are continuing to oil that machinery.
4:35, 8 minutes on to the hour. We have another caller on the line. Good morning, caller. You're live.
Good morning, thanks for being on the line. All of us to say I'll start Tevin first. Tevin, just go ahead, give up, and then time is running out, so we'll talk next time. Back to you on this.
Good morning to you, my dear friend, Mr. Bito. I hope all is well.
Thank you, Mr. John Bito. How is Belmont doing this morning?
I hope all is well on the sister island. All is well with you. We continue in the morning time, 435-2041. My guest this morning, Tevin Andrew, Chairman of the National Democratic Congress. We have a caller on the line. Good morning, caller.
Yes, good morning. And good morning to Mr. Andrews. Mr. Andrew, I think you're a very genuine person. I know you have Grenada at heart and you want the best for your country like I do. Now, the times we are living in and the things that are taking place in Grenada is not only physical, but it also has a spiritual component. And as long as the spiritual component is where it is, no other political party will make it to win an election in Grenada. In order for that to happen, for change to come, for the Grenada to have a genuine, godly leader, there must be some coming out of the box, religious box, coming together and having days and maybe weeks of prayer, genuine prayer and fasting for God to deliver Grenada from where it is. Because we do not have godly leadership, and because of it, other parties can't make it. So, Mr. Andrews, if NDC want to make it, they have to get some intercessors to go before God's throne daily weekly, monthly, until whenever, to pray that God will get it. That God doesn't do anything without human. He needs people to pray so the Grenada could be free from where it is right now. Thank you.
Thank you very much, caller.
Thank you very much, caller. An excellent point the caller is making, and I can tell you that indeed the National Democratic Congress leadership, we continue to plead call on the Lord for help always, because the Lord is our strength and our refuge. And we encourage the people of Grenada, the prayer warriors, to form groups and pray for your leadership, pray for the country. The NDC leadership is doing so, but we ask you to do the same. We understand that this battle is not just a physical one, it's also a spiritual one. We understand that. And we are doing what we have to do to ensure that we are successful and we're on the right path. But go ahead.
Go ahead. No, just finish making your point you're making.
No, I was going over to Carriacou and Petit Martinique because, while we must focus on all that's happening here, I want to see some things about Carriacou and Petit Martinique. That's my passion. Okay, I only got an opportunity to speak about local government for a short while, but there are some issues over on my islands.
Okay, just hold a thought. Let me engage that caller on the line. Good morning, caller. You're live.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, you're live. Go ahead, please.
You see, Mr. Andrews, you may end up in a situation whereby if you become a deputy leader, how would you maneuver between Grenada and Carriacou to deal with your constituents? Thank you, sir.
I didn't quite get the point that the caller is making, but let me just answer it this way. I'm the chairman of the party, and I am able to move between Carriacou and Grenada and get the job done. We are living in a modern society with technology. I am in Carriacou sitting on an interview that is being broadcast live in Toronto, in the UK, in the US, and in Grenada, and I'm at my home in Carriacou. So with the advent of technology, we have to understand the times that we are living in and use the technology that we have for the greater good of the assignment, the mission. And that's what we are doing. So whether I'm leader, whether I'm deputy leader, chairman, what have you, we will do what we must do to get the work done. The good thing about Carriacou and Petit Martinique is that I have an excellent team. A lot of people only see Tevin Andrews because Tevin Andrews I'm the end result of the hard work. But there's a number of people in the background, business, the grassroots people, the business community, the farmer, the fisher folks. They are the ones that are, helping me get the necessary work done. So I have an excellent team of people. Whenever I'm not on the island, the work gets done. So I hope that answered your question.
We have a caller on the line. Good morning, caller. You're live.
Good morning, and good morning to the Chilean staff. I'm saying good morning to Kevin. I met Kevin a couple years ago in West Hall at a convention at the NDC, and he was a very young man at that time. He gave me his laptop to hold and he went up to speak. And I saw that guy had potential in him. I really admire what he's doing. I admire how he has grown into a full man. I consider him a full man. And I'm telling him, go Kevin, go. I'm 100 behind you. Continue your good work. I really admire you. Bye.
Thank you very much. It's about 4 minutes on to the hour in the morning time. That's 10 o'clock the time. Certainly, Tevin, as you can well appreciate, we almost out of time. But I'm going to give it 2 minutes because you wanted to touch on some matters close to the heart and close to the home. Tevin?
Hi, sorry, I
realized we had some connectivity challenges. I'm sorry, we're almost out of time, but I know you did want it. I want to give you just a few minutes to talk on some matters close to the heart and close to the home.
Yes, Carriacou and Petit-Martinique continues to be the forgotten island, forgotten parishes, as though we are not part of mainland Grenada. It is sad that the state of our healthcare continues to be at a level where it's really an insult to people. I don't understand how we can have over 5,000 people living on an island, and for every simple medical need, one must travel to mainland to get further medical treatment. I had a friend who came to Carriacou on vacation from Europe, he and his family. They got sick, ill. I think it was dengue fever. And they didn't know what was happening with them. So they went up to the hospital, and of course they had to draw the blood from the people. They got ill Monday night. On Tuesday evening, they had to draw the blood and wait until the next day, the evening, which was Wednesday afternoon, to send down the blood to Grenada on the Osprey to be tested. Blood was tested on the Thursday because the time the Osprey gets down to Grenada, the lab is closed. The blood is tested on the Thursday and the result is sent up on the next day, which is a Friday. Now, my God, if it was a life-threatening disease or something that these people had, they would have been dead and gone. But this is the Carriacou and Petit-Martinique reality. As a matter of fact, my friend was lucky to get back his results, he and his family. There are people whose blood spoiled 2, 3, 4 times before they actually get back the results. They had to be drawing blood after blood after blood, because the time that the blood has to be drawn and put on the Osprey and then sent to the lab in Grenada and so on. And that's the reality, the Carriacou reality. And then you go over to Petit-Martinique, the state of the jetty, what they have to embark on to get to work to Carriacou, to the school in Carriacou. It's in a dilapidated state. The police officers in Petit-Martinique continues to complain there's no police vehicles or even a police bike. Whenever they have to attend to a complaint, have to hire a vehicle or run or do some, to the scene. You have the situation that if a fire breaks out on Petit-Martinique, there is no fire truck, no fire tender. And one was before. It was taken away, and it was promised many years ago that they will bring it back. Up to this day, not so. Night landing for Carriacou. An SVG issue. The SVG only operates based on a higher $3,000. I mean, the inter-island travel issue between Carriacou, Petit-Martinique, Grenada must be sorted out, man. We can't be treating Carriacou like this. Trinidad understands the importance of the sister island. Trinidad understands the importance. St. Vincent understands the importance. Every day you can find flights and ferry services going between the islands. In Carriacou, you have to wait. You have to travel only on a Monday, Wednesday, and a Friday. So if you get sick on those days, crap, will smoke your pipe. If you can't charter the Osprey $10,000, we'll charter the SVG $3,000. Come on, man. Carriacou and Petit-Martinique deserve better than this. And that is why we've been calling over and over for local government. Because with local government, we are the ones that will have the say in terms of how these islands are moved forward. The people and a few handful of people in Grenada wouldn't be making the decisions for us. But we should be treated with the respect that we deserve. We're not animals. Carriacou people and Petit-Martinique people are not animals. Treat the people with respect, man. And then I see the member of parliament talking about representation. Representation when your people can't get back. You don't have a simple diagnostic facility on the island. You don't have no ultrasound machine. You can't even do basic dental care services on the island. Some people, if they have to even clean their teeth, you have to clean your teeth, you have to go to Bermuda to do it. You can't do it in Carriacou. The only substances that are available in PT Matic extraction. And you're telling me that after 21 years of National Party government, this is how people of Carriacou and PT Matic is treated? This is an embarrassment. This is not even the way you treat animals. It's time that the people of Carriacou and PT Matic also wake up. Wake up, people of Carriacou and PT Matic, and understand that the treatment that they're giving you some sprat and making you believe that you're getting tuna. We deserve better than this. We deserve better than this. I'm taking out my political hat now and seeing that it's a shame. Because you know what? Whether it's NNP or NDC, GLP or whatever the people of Carriacou and PT Martinique is being treated this way. We had enough. We had enough. And this is why I'm here. I am here to send a strong message to government and even a stronger message to my political party. This time around, Carriacou and PT Martinique will be treated with the respect that we deserve. We are not going to accept nothing less than total respect. So I just wanted to get that point across.
Thank you very much. Time for change. The final word coming from Chairman of the National Democratic Congress, Tevin Andrew. Indeed, it was a pleasure being here with you, Sir Tevin. Wishing you all the best. Continue to do what you and wishing the party all the success in its endeavors for the future. We want to say thanks to all our listeners, our viewers, participants, and those of you that on the different social media platforms, radio and television. Indeed, it was a pleasure being here with you, and thanks for being part of To The Point, having been part of To The Point. Tomorrow, on To The Point, we'll be joined by Dr. Sean Charles as we discuss all things related to health. That conversation comes up tomorrow at 9 o'clock right here on To The Point. Until then, so long, everybody.